In this video, I'm in Gemert in the Netherlands to drive a Nissan Sunny B10. And yeah, isn't she a beauty? Let's just fold the screen in and I'll take you for a look around this gorgeous little car. Built in 1969, registered in 1970. Very, very good condition overall. Lovely little dainty hubcaps, the little stubby boot at the back. It's oh so sweet. I mean, the tail lamps almost look too big for it. It is a deluxe. I haven't yet worked out what the deluxe gets you. Dealer sticker by the look of it, Neverland sticker. And they did actually sell these cars in the UK, but they're not very common. Look at that. Deluxe. That probably is all the deluxe gets you. But let's start with having a look at inside, shall we? It's all very classic, lots of black vinyl, absolutely everywhere. If we jump aboard, very, very simple instrumentation, wiper, light, and some random switchgear. H stands for heater, C stands for choke, CL stands for cigarette lighter. Maybe the deluxe got you your radio, because the heater would almost certainly have been standard. And the only problem with the heater, I'll just close the door to avoid taking out any mopeds, is it's so far away. That's the tap to turn the heat on, and then there's various controls down here for where you want it to go. And if you want it at the bottom, you can do that. That makes the heater pump heat out, and it's very effective. I tested it earlier, and the ventilator does fresh air instead. I think we'll leave it on that, frankly. We've got a main beam flasher button, and I think that one's screen wash, and that one's the heated rear window, which appears to be an aftermarket job. Yeah, it's all very, very lovely, but lots of metal absolutely everywhere. A little shelf underneath there as well for storage. Yeah, all the controls are directly ahead of the driver. D for Datsun there, little stubby gear lever, marvellous carpet, again in exceptional condition, and a handbrake which appears to sprout from underneath the passenger seat, or maybe that's for exciting your passengers, who knows. We will do wiper tests forthwith, but first of all let's have a peek under the bonnet, if I can find the bonnet release. That sounded like it was it. There is the little 1 litre engine, looking a bit different from the B series. So this is Datsun's first entirely new engine, I believe, and a step away from the B series engines they were making under license from Austin. Can't wait to hear what the horn sounds like, but we won't do that just now. Look at all the wax everywhere, screen wash bottle. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Alternator is fairly good for the time, and yeah, all very simple, all very, very lovely. It must be said that everything does show up with a bit of a clang. There's not much refinement going on in that regard, but we shall just jump into the back just to test that. And yeah, it's a bit cozy, but I'm in it, and yeah, headroom's a bit tight as well, but nonetheless I could sit here for some short time at least. Opening rear windows as well by the look of it. Look at that. Yeah, not bad. Right, I have to conduct this test quite quickly because I haven't got a massive amount of battery on the camera. So start by starting the engine. Just hear it purring away. I was about to put my seatbelt on. It doesn't have any, so we don't need to do that. Oh, we do need to do that and that. Oh, there we go. Do have to report some triangle of doom going on, unfortunately. Yeah, that top position doesn't seem to work. I'd expect that to be 2 speed, but nonetheless, that's all we have. Oh, interesting parking as well. Right, let's get on with more important matters. That being the matter of driving. And it has to be said, it strikes me as a very refined little car. We're on a brick paved street at the moment, pondering giveaway rights. Apparently that's my right of way, so that's alright. Never assume anything here in the Netherlands. But there we go, second gear, pull away. And picks up very nicely. Makes a pleasant enough noise. I mean, it's not a screaming V6, but it's not a screaming anything. There's a bit of gentle transmission whine, which you may not even be able to hear. Might not even get picked up on a mic. But generally it's very peaceful. And the benefit of me driving this car already today, I've already done about 50 kilometers in it, driving it to Japan Classic Sunday for the owner, Ivan Villar, yeah, I already have a very good feel for this car. It's all drum brakes and they're not great, but it does pull up reasonably well. But I've got someone behind me at the moment, so I won't be doing any brake tests just now. But we were sitting at motorway speeds, and 70 is starting to feel a bit frenetic, but the engine spins very smoothly despite only having 3 main bearings and only been a 1 litre as well. I will confirm the exact power output once I know, but at the moment I do not know. I also do not know where I'm going. Let's try that way. But yeah, the engine pulls beautifully. The gear change is a delight, and I must say it feels a lot better than cars I've driven, such as the Morris Marina and Vauxhall Viva. It also feels a lot better than the Mazda Familia, the little 1000 I drove fairly recently. That felt it was nice, but it did feel a bit old school and a bit yeah, that was very short of gearing, so even by 40 it was starting to feel a touch out of breath. This doesn't get that at all. Obviously it's the Netherlands, so there are cyclists absolutely everywhere, and you must give way to them. Please do not leave comments about that cyclist's bottom. It's just not very necessary. But yeah, this car is very nice. The only slight issue is a bit of vagueness. I didn't check whether it's a steering box. I suspect it is. It feels like a steering box. It's done 93,000 kilometers by the look of it, so it's not brand new. Oh, sorry, there's an Opel Senator on that driveway. Oh, yum. I still have no idea where I'm heading, by the way. But yeah, it's just an engaging car to drive. The ride is not always the most refined, because I imagine it's got leaf spring rear suspension. It can be a little bouncy, but I've been hurling it over speed humps with almost gay abandon. It's been yeah, very pleasant. It is a lovely little car, and the noise it makes, it's so jolly. I mean, owner Ivan says it is my happy car, and yeah, everything about it is cheerful. The looks, the noise, the driving experience, because everything's so light. There's nothing power assisted here. It's all manual, do it yourself. Here we go. Get out on some faster roads by the look of it, and I can get ever more lost. Give it the beans. There you go. We almost got up to 80 there. Kilometers. I'll go back the other way. I chose the wrong direction. Certainly doesn't roll as much as a Talbot Solara. There we go. Unfortunately, it is running very slightly too warm. There is a dot on the temperature gauge, which the needle does line up with most of the time, but if you're getting a shift on, it creeps very slightly above it. Do that up for less background noise. And we will very briefly get her up to an indicated 100. So that's 60 kilometers an hour. We did that for an hour earlier today and it was absolutely fine. But I think I'm only meant to do 80 on these roads, so we'll slow it down a bit. It all feels remarkably lovely. It is a very pleasant car indeed. It's when you drive cars like this, you really understand where it went so wrong for the British motor industry. Because it wasn't just that the Japanese cars were cheaper, sometimes they weren't because of import duties. It was because they were so often better. They were built with a precision. The temperature gauge is a key example of that. A precision that was just simply unknown in the UK. There was too much of an attitude of that'll do. And I don't think that's a phrase the Japanese really get. They don't always get it perfectly right, but they do take great pride in making a car as good as it can be. Nice torquey engine as well. I like it a great deal. Should we just test the horn? Oh, that's sweet. So there we go. That was the Datsun Sunny B10. What a delightful little car. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and yeah, I look forward to driving it back to its home later on today. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go if you enjoyed this video, and check out the back catalogue. There are many more road tests of all sorts of vehicles, from Matra Morenas to Tesla Model S and Jaguar I-Pace, bizarrely. So yeah, don't forget you can buy merchandise at hubnut.org, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.